To create and manipulate a collection of objects, the .NET framework has many classes. These classes come from the System.Collections namespace. Let's take a look. In the System.Collections namespace, there are several collection type objects that are used to store, manipulate a group of objects. Here are a couple of them: array list, queue, stack, and hash table. Before we get into the collection classes, let's revisit the notion of array and compare them to some of these collection classes. An array is very useful, but it's got some major limitations. For example, when you create an array in C#, you have to commit to the number of elements you want in that array, and you've got to do that at declaration. You also have to access the elements of an array using an index or subscript. Collection type classes really address some of these limitations. Let's take a look at some of these collection classes in more detail. An array list represents an ordered collection of objects. Think of an array list as like a file cabinet. The items can be inserted and removed at any position. So an array list is a lot more flexible than the alternative, which is an array. Let's take a look. An array list allows me to have a list of objects. Just like a normal array. But the difference is that I can expand this array list at will. Not only that, but I can insert another object wherever I want. Queue represents a collection of objects where the objects are on kind of a first come, first served basis. Think of a queue as like a line forming at a bank. You use a queue when you want to discard objects as they're being processed. A stack, on the other hand, represents a last in, first out collection of objects, where a hash table uses a key to access elements in the collection. For example, if you were storing a hash table of car references, you could access those cars by their VIN number. Or if you were storing a hash table of employees, you could access those employees by their social security number. The System.Collections namespace provides a lot of classes which allow you to store and manipulate groups of objects. Array list, hash tables, queues, and stack are just some of those classes. You can see that these classes have a lot of flexibility and go beyond the capabilities of an array.